Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
A beautiful morning, ladies and gentlemen. We start the game with timeout. What could be better than that? And as we're live, this is the consolidation final where it matters who heads into the main final, the grand final later on versus MVP PK. Inferno is a map we're going to see final. Second would be Train, and starting off is Dust 2. Technical break we have though, unfortunately. And instantly MZL has to go for a break. And just worth mentioning, the previous matchups, the Mazaalai failed only against MVP yesterday in 2-0 fashion. Otherwise, Ignis won against Absolute. The Mongols also struggled versus MVP beats D13. The story goes on and on and on. So overall, I don't honestly know in which direction we'll go with this. MVP is too strong at the moment. They have not dropped the map in this entire qualifier yet. The thing though is, we saw the same with the South African qualifier, CSA, and the matter of fact about that one was that actually there was a team called Goliath, and Goliath got into the grand final by beating every single opponent 2-0 with ease, you know, only putting one map into double digits, and then what happened? They have lost in the grand final. So MVP PK, in case, you know, there's some failure going on, we might see that. Can't watch that. There we go. And so really interesting for me personally. It's gonna be how to see how they perform. The fun part actually is, right, and this has to be pointed out, in the top 8 of this tournament, from the player bases, none of the players of the top 8 right now are in here. That's what I'm trying to say. No top 8 player. Think about that. That's really nothing. Otherwise, DreamHack Dallas is going on, if you're wondering. And you know what? I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. We have some time, right? So, what happened, funny-wise, is from a rating basis, right? The only match, for example, Vitality has lost was their opening against North, and Saibu exited the group stage with 1.34 rating, which is ridiculous. A problem with Vitality is their pistol. They have the 5th lowest pistol win rate of this entire event, whilst going to the playoffs, considering that they are actually a team which should have a little bit of a higher pistol win rate, considering where they stand. On the other side, it is extremely difficult. I mean, I think some of you would agree with me that pistol rounds are somewhat decent and gamble-ish. So, yeah. Furia upset both Fnatic and NRG, which was very impressive in the end. The 6th highest player in the tournament and the 8 highest tournaments. The 8th highest and 6th highest rated player in the tournament are from Furia. That's both Art and Jury. Extremely impressive from their side, and they have the highest multi-kill rate in average. So that's fairly interesting. Otherwise, going a little further, I mean, G2 only lost against ENCE in this tournament, which is acceptable. I think ENCE to be a team to nowadays watch out for, especially if the Astralis era is going to end or not, is also very interesting. And that's something to watch out for. either way, they have the highest clutch rate with a man I would have not rated to be the biggest clutcher, but who came out of LDLC to be one of the biggest prodigies of France, which is Emanek in that sense. Otherwise, I mean, I don't count Face, because beating Wendigo with Calyx is no real achievement. I love Wendigo deep down to my heart, but I don't think that, you know, that can really count. And beating an IP nowadays is also a bit worth a discussion. I still have no high hopes in this no faith in this Face, basically, because it still doesn't feel like they have really found themselves. And now to take a look at the chat and see, what do you think about MZL on Train? Well, the thing here is, I have no high hopes for MZL and Train. It does too leaves up some opportunities for Ignis. They have played that yesterday as well, and to give you a little bit of a brief overview about their recent achievements, Dust 2 for Ignis has been played overall, and now hear me out. Wait. Did they just unpause for 5 minutes straight? It's not unpaused. Okay. Dust 2 so far has been a quite successful map for the lads of Ignis, only losing that to Lucid Dream, which is, you know, a valid sort of team from Thailand. So I'm very much looking forward if MZL is going to struggle or not, because they have never put up great results on this specific map. So welcome to the consolidation final of the Asian closed qualifier. As now the rain of nades comes down on the A side. Poem could have a chance. Oh, he struggles, doesn't see a thing, but he drops the bomb nevertheless. Tobu dies, and they find one after another. The control should be in the hands of the Japanese lads. It has to be one well-coordinated retake, though. And speaking of that, 2 Glocks to then turn apart, and a Glock and a P250 to turn it around. Accuracy is granted. Cabal with 2, and now he keeps on tapping. More to find over on short. He needs to win a duel, and that one in time. He could get the ace. He's done so much for his team already, but the pressure is high, and Nav has to react. Nav has to get on the site, and Nav is going to find the kill. Ah, there's the kid. Easily done. Unfortunate. Cabal falls, the bomb has hit the ground, which was all great and nice. But in the end, he's taken home the Croco. And that's the 1-0 for Ignis. Especially like the Japanese fans so far a lot, due to their interest in Japanese cars. Who would have thought, but it was always very nice talking about that. It was always very nice to talk about good rotary engines, about Takumi, Joreno, either way. And ZL, of course, used this round to bind themselves up onto the A case. Could have abused that. Damage was there. I'm not quite sure if that was for the wall or just body shot. Either way. Well, getting his teammates up on shorts. That's gonna be one hell of a storm coming in from the Mongolians. Slowly and steady, setting themselves up for the A site. Ignis doesn't have the slightest clue. And behind the smoke waits Pablo Escobar. Goes in with the MP9. Does he? Plays the cocky, finds the first. It's a little not enough. And now the scout tries to tag player after player after player. Oh, damage has not been dealt. He's forced out. Gets a frag though, nevertheless. Still man equalized. Poem, he could be in a better spot. He needs to hit those on 9. And the problem is starting to occur as they are starting to get that money going and going. Only Kiddos on Neff, so that site has to be taken immediately. But finally Poem reacts, that nade goes deep and hits the site player. NCL down, and this defuse immediately initiated. Whilst Cabal is known, jump shots could come in. No, Neff, you're on your own. Oh, he's doing it, and he takes it down in the end. The 2 players that were falling just when the timer got so low, that was not the best move from Ignis. I honestly could call that debatable, and I didn't enjoy it. In this round, I mean, if you don't believe me, if it's the first time you're watching this qualifier, this man right here is called on HLTV Rip Pablo Escobar. Like, that's not a meme, that's not a joke. This man straight up said, I'm gonna take a good old drug dealer, sorry for his death, Rip Pablo Escobar. One of the reasons why I enjoy the Japanese team already is because we have a higher sample size to take a look at how they played in the past. I think the teams are not necessarily representative. The problem I see, and this is where you gotta listen to me, MZL has decided to play this map and have previously won in overtime against Absolute whilst losing 13-16 against MVP PK. The thing I'm trying to say here is that those are not convincing results. Those are not convincing results. And that's what makes me start to worry a little bit for the Mongolian team. Either way, Scout is making it to the B site, or does it? Yeah. Hornets and his teammate try to take the players crossing. Molo and Smoke nearly found the player. That's also very close. The safe. That is immediate. Ignis doing themselves the favor. They have not accumulated too much, especially due to the round we saw before, where they nearly struggled against the upgrade from MZL. And there we go. Pause call due to technical problems. We got 50 karma on Reddit from your yesterday match. You need to DM me what you mean. You need to explain. Oh yeah. I mean, it's a matter of fact that you call yourself that way. It's amazing. When I'm asking myself, what happens if they go to the minor or even make it to the main? Imagine there is a sticker, a signature sticker of a player called Rip Pablo Escobar. That's insane. Take a look at the odds real quick. Oh, there we go. Ignis. Okay. Interesting GG bet odds. Gonna accept that though. But there it goes. Pablo is back. It's not even a joke. Cabalico! They got their first round of the previous one and got in the right direction. From now on. Oh, there's an AZ sticker on it. AZ-esque would love that. Either way. Very patient from MZL. The buy of Ignis is fairly mixed. We see a P250 in play, not too much utility. Either way, long it is going to be, and they have actually judged. Yeah, they have judged it right. Bell fakes it. Oh, let's take a look if Ignis gets nervous. Not really. They stick to their game plan. Here comes a long smoke number one. They don't leave the gap, do they? Oh, they push out. Pablo gets 1, 2, and 3. That's going to be him striking with a pure brutality. And suddenly, the B side is fairly free. It could be Cabal becoming a Fred. But must have been hurt? Yeah, must have been hurt. And 9 tries to get on the site by now. Both are hiding. 7 seconds. He's gonna make that nonetheless. Hornet taking a bit of his time, but doing it right. So, Ignis. Here's number 4. So, I mean, quickly mentioning that in a moment of time we have this map last 3 months. Dust 2 is the most balanced ever. And I mean actually 50-50. It is legit 50-50. This is not a joke. As MZL pushes out mid. Yeah, it's gonna be very nice to see what Neff can do. Oh, the money extinguished. Flashbang, he waits and he waits. He hears the players coming up. Gets the first, second granted. My goodness, this is so good. His patience pays off. Up and mid spotted, and blind 9 is gonna die. Doesn't see what's even happening to him. And Neff, well done. Everybody can pat him on the shoulder. Said, good job, dude. Even free AWP. So Poem wants to take down the last. Could be working. mean, he's gonna hide, of course. I mean, nobody's gonna chase him down. We see right now the economy of the CTs is not that brilliant, so overall it wouldn't make too much sense to force into this. So, Ignis, it could look much better. Mid presence from NCL instantly established. Neff could have been hurt, I'm not quite sure, but the aggression, oh, this is good. He dodges the molly. Taking the counter aggression. Does the system collapse already? It would be very shocking. A bit of blocking never hurt nobody. There's a long control for Poem. No, and he's afraid. He's afraid. No. Oh, Poem. This is so unfortunate. It's not much more that can really hold up the aggression from Mazaalai and his crew. That looked like a collateral. Oh, nearly had the long awareness. So to be taken out, a lot of bullets wasted on that. And I would not be so sure that this is going to work with so much ease. Cabal upgraded to an op. Popolino has been spotted. The gap though makes it possible. Okay then. Little drive-by by Dobu said, not in my hood, Pablo. How often did I say I love his name? I don't know, 10 million times at least. Either way. Dangerous move. Pawn though. Strikes. And again, he goes over long. That's a good bit of control. The bomb in his hands. The problem that though now occurs, it's a 2v1. And this is a bit problematic. I mean, the op in Cabal's hands. I don't think that Poyo makes making so much sound, but he's present anyway. Maybe that's his trinket cross. Either way, Dobu takes him down. Triple from him. And there's a second from the Mongolian side. It was about time. And so, NCL and Co, they're the lads who want, of course, to take a few more rounds on the T side. I mean, it obviously makes a lot of sense. Who would have thought? The thing is, to point it out, it's one of my favorite things to always point out. The problem that's gonna occur is the following. If Mazaalai wins this round, it's going to be 6-3. Ignis is economically broken. If I'm not totally wrong, second losing bonus, so $1,900. So $1,900 pretty much says we need to eco. So then they eco, 6-4. Then they come up with a buy, which ends with a minimum of, oh god, mathematics, $4,300. A minimum of $4,300. Workable. Body armor, M4, a bit of utility, maybe a kit. And then it is 6-4. then they have a bye again. So this is where MZL could get the momentum rolling. We're gonna see about that. That's so brilliant. As Hornet still strikes against one, that A side highly vulnerable. Sogo even comes from middle, no chance. Not finding even an upgrade for himself. Sad story. Probably take that in. Ah, there you go. Okay. Just wanted to say. So, Dobu and Co. Most definitely. That's gonna be an easy one for them. Ignis, yet again. Wait. Where did my brain leak out that Hornet is on 1,500? Very odd. Okay then. And there we go, there's the buy again. 6-4 as said. Either way, Sogo and Co, they're the lads who picked this map, by the way, if you are wondering. Raiden Supreme onto Neff, he's gonna be taken down. Yet again, patience is there from MZL. They are not directly attacking anything. Cabal taken down in mid, and that is an op lost in the process. 35 more seconds. And NZL is going to try to take it over long. 2 more to go, and patience is there. Onto Oitan. He saw his head. That's the patience you need right now. But his teammate's gonna do it anyway. Ignis bounced back to some degree. And there we go. 7-4. Their opponent having money left in the bank account. That's all fine. It's about getting the half now for them. And here's the thing. I was just looking at the chat and one guy asked, if there are any Australians in the chat, right? The first thing I read is something about Friday night footy mati. What in God's... This is so Australian, I don't even know what that is supposed to mean. So I like Australians because they have a special sense of humor, but... Oh. In the meantime, MZL has taken a round with ease. No real problem. And so, down to those unfortunate and not so happy and not so satisfying ZZs. A BMW costs $7,750 in case it's an E46 330 limousine in Oriental Blue. Merrick, thank you very much for the question in German. But there's the patient. I mean, the patient's play from the Mongolian side of MZL is very interesting to see because they always do it on the T side, which you wouldn't really say that's the most common thing to do on Dust 2. Either way, belongs to them. And MZL, I mean, again, this is their map pick. This is their own decision to play this. So, it is a little worrying that they're falling down like that. It has to be said that you might think, right, it's Dust 2 and it's gonna be all great on the CT side. It's the most balanced map. Sure, it's personal preference for MZL, so we're looking at that a little later on in the game. There comes one. Cabal waits back in T-spawn to take down any of the rotators, helping his team out a lot there. And that's all you need. That's all you are looking for. Cabal, most likely take that another 2 once they consider to rotate through tunnels. I don't know if that's even going to be the case. In the meantime, Pablo is at least going to find another. Does he rotate for the cross? Not yet, but at least Neff has been spotted. So NZL sneaks up, tunnels taken, tunnels now about to be obliterated. So they gamble. Ignis, in the final round, they try to bamboozle their opponent. But at this point in time, MZL have the upper hand in every single aspect. Should at least. As I say that, damage dealt, first one down is gonna be NZL. At least frags are raining in, Hornet has no awareness. And still, it's the upper hand for Ignis, is it? Yes, it is. Now it falls down, it starts to collapse. And Pablo back in tunnel, he got the AK. "35 seconds to retrieve a bomb, find a player, and then also plant it." Which means Pablo Escobar himself is the sole Lord and Savior. Didn't spot him. He was on the edge of the tunnel. Now he heard him. One body shot. And that's it. The Mongolians can't take the lead. And so Neff and his crew are at here 8-7. And the funny part is, take a look at the scoreboard real quick. If you would look at it, it wouldn't necessarily be an 8-7 lead you would maybe expect from Ignis. Well, let's see if the Ignis side are actually going to pick up a win here. A pistol round 1 on the T side would be the perfect fundament for an upcoming success on Dust 2. As I say that, Hornet taken down. All goes through tunnels. And Cabal eliminated. More to come from Poem as Short. That's what we're really going to watch out for. 2 players are waiting for an opposition to come their way anytime soon. And yet again, 1 minute and more to decide where you want to head at that point in time. Go sneaks and wiggles around the tunnels to figure if anyone is going to come. I-10 might be taken out anytime soon. He didn't buy anything, if I see this correctly. Therefore punished by NCL, saying, "You didn't buy anything, that's your own fault." But there it goes. The train on the B side starts, and it starts with full speed. One back on the side, tapped away. Door player identified. And the only problem is right now, NZL is going to take down another box player spotted. And Poem, no chance. MZL get it done for their squad and tie things up. Cabal waits for anyone to come around the corner. Oh, just jumping around, jump spotting. If that was even jump spotting. Cabal with the scout. There it goes. Looks like he hit the first, doesn't do so. I mean, this setup of Ignis should not really grant them any major success. As I say it, Poem should and could consider to give his AK to another player. There he goes. Very classic indeed. There you go. Onto that A side it is. The Ark is the only one to really hold it down, finds free players, and that is pretty much done with these. Not much more to come. The AK and the Eagle, everything falling down. NZL. I mean, last man. Standing there along makes it work. And Ignis could come in with one of those mixed buys again to come down to at least armor and pistols if they feel like it. Their losing bonus is quite decent, and they're... Why does Hornet drop? Okay then. If I'm not totally wrong, and if I understood yesterday from the Japanese fans correctly, Hornet is IGLing Ignis. So, Hornet? No. The man forgot his lunchbox at home, and he's just shaking his head like, no, how could I forget a weapon? Now he's going onto the sides, trying to grab one, and asking, where is a pistol? Where's a weapon? Guys, please, give me a weapon. There it is. FAMAS dropped to Hornets. This is what I call coordination, and he dies in the end. So unfortunate from him. He really hoped to get something done, as he just then realized it's a knife in his hands. Problematic for MZL, though. But a retake should be initiated. No further players waiting it out. Nate goes deep, and there, Oitzen can be the only one to turn things around. Finds another frag. Free HP player, just in back in the window, but MZL's there in time. And CL gets the double digits for his team on the boards right now. And that's the thing. Look to find some more on their own map pick. This time around, no idea how Cabal finds such a frag in tunnels. Did he see a bit of the body? I don't think so. Either way, Hornet didn't forget his weapon this time around. That name. Painful. To Pablo and Oitan. And there they go. A-side aggression it is. First smoke lands, the second down to CT. Flashbang's there to give them an access. In the meantime, Oitzen comes around, finds first, can't get onto the second. He saw the player in pit as well. That information must be given. 43 seconds to turn things around. Still got my doubts. This is going to work so well for the Japanese side. Either way. Oh no, Cabal! He's doing the Kukli, and that works! He finds the second as well, third in total, and that is a shutdown after it looked promising for Ignis. The Kukli pays off from time to time. So, Nathan Cole. Oh, he sent the flames. The man is dead. A little too hot it got for his feet. Disgustingly getting good damage. Poem dying as well. MZL, do they close the case already? Do they close the case already? That is the question. This bomb about to hit the ground. 2 versus 5. There were more ideal situations, but it's about time for Ignis to finally find clearance. Get something their way. With Hornets high ground, partial success is granted. Problematic it gets though all the way, as 2 Japanese lads need to resolve the situation. Make it 1. It's Pablo. He waits on shorts and is then taken out. What's fairly nice to see is that the side of MZL is fairly balanced. Quickly taking a look at the ADR. I mean, even considering NCL has only 12 frags, he contributes quite okay. So, all quite fine on the MZL side. They keep on performing. The CT side over here in Dust 2 looks, you could say, brilliant. I think you are allowed to say brilliant to this. 3 Molotovs? That's an entire rate of fire that comes down. Okay, that's very odd. That was very odd. The Molotov towards Car Freeland as well. Things are looking sinister for the Japanese side as Cabal keeps on striking in combination with 9. Ignis again will have a quite good losing bonus, but hardly any reserve money left. And 1 by 1 they fall. If they lost energy, if they lost power, like a good Renault engine, not so sure about it. You got 60 more seconds to retrieve and resolve it. Can't call that a lot of time. You can't call that a lot of time. Safe. And that's immediate. I mean, the CT side could send, for example, Dobu. I mean, Dobu could be sent to T-spawn to try to take a frag. Same for Tsogo. Either way, I mean, he does. That's already nice to see, especially after time. And Darren asking himself, Pablo peeking. No, Pablo, don't. Pablo, don't! No, Pablo, this is actually no additional money! Oh, this is so unfortunate. From bad to worse, Ignis is losing the economy of 2 players entirely. Stock market crashed. Hornet and Pablo with nothing. And I mean legit, nothing. Sogo and Co are they're sitting in the driver's seat. And this car is oversteering as hell and they have it under control. Player in door can't do much. Oitan falling, unfortunately. And so Neff Troyes. No high hopes. And there you see. There's good money coming down to Neff, Poem, and Oitan. But as Ignis have lost in the previous round, 2 rounds before, both players, Hornet and Rip Pablo Escobar, just after time, that basically means they are struggling so heavily now to build up a real sort of setup to it. I mean, the AKs are there. You see Pablo with nothing else. Yeah, take a look at it. Pablo with nothing else than no utility outside of a decoy. Poem on a P250. There were more happy times for the Japanese team. And MZL only needs 2 more. which, well, obviously is not a lot. Nate now makes Oiten a one-shot headshot for the Orcs. Situation is looking fairly good, and another one dropping down, and that is in the face of Pablo. Ouch. 44 from one Nate. That's a yikes for me, dog, and I never give a yikes. And as they never give a yikes, 9 might just give a beautiful shot in the face of his opponent. Not afraid of the flames, understandably. It's still 50 more seconds. Ignis let their bomb rotate over to tunnels, where 2 other teammates are awaiting him. So Hornet wants to start. Can't do much. That is only one side taken. Sogo not blind anymore. They line up 1 and 2. He's getting them all, and that is now the IWP shutting it down. No further access. Ignis denied. No bomb down for you. There they go. Instantly trying to attack the sites. That shouldn't really work for the Japanese lads. It's a shouldn't. In the meantime, one after another falls. One after another falls. Neff. And Pablo, only 2 to make it work. He burns away. Pablo, good night. See you in a round. And that defuse comes in immediately. Well done. And Dear Ozen gave a very good information. MZL is Mazaalai, and Mazaalai is a beer which only exists in Mongolia. So everybody, please a big thanks to Ozen. That's a good bit of input. And now we're heading into a little break. We will just be right back with our second map, Train.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with